Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Dr. Deitrick. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Dr. Deitrick, and I am going to be talking to y'all tonight about ways you can help decrease your risk when out and about after businesses start opening up in the country after this COVID-19 shelter. And as you may or may not be aware of, the country is actually going to be starting to open back up. Businesses are going to start opening back up, I believe, gradually, and depending on what state you're in, what city you're in. I know in particular, my state of Texas, is my understanding about 25% of the businesses are going to start opening back up. So that's some news too, okay? And so much of the country is in this shelter in place still. COVID-19 is not done, okay, but I know some states are, actually trying to open back up, get businesses running again, for better or for worse, right? I mean, even if some of them are opening up partially, but for better or for worse. And I'm sure that some of y'all are out there wanting to get ready to go out and about, back to your new normal, which actually brings me to this live stream. Most people haven't been tested, in the country. There's so many millions of people. Right now, there's really not any or not widespread antibody testing. I don't know if it's all developed yet, but I just got a text from my friend that even if you build up immunity or have antibodies to it, you're not necessarily immune. You could possibly still get it again. So that's there. And then also there's still no vaccines available. I know they're in the making, but I'm just saying there's a lot to think about before you really decide to venture out there, possibly this week. And so I want to discuss with you 7 ways to help decrease your risk when out and about after your COVID-19 shelter in place, or honestly, any potential for any infectious disease, the flu season's coming up, any of this. But before we get started, I actually want you to evaluate in your mind 5 times. Do you really want to go out? I mean, really, 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 do you want to go out? Okay. Um, and I'm thinking, I mean, I'm making kind of light out of it, but on a serious note, you really need to evaluate, do you really need to go out to the stores or to the restaurants right now? And I'm not talking never go out, but is it really that important for you to do so? And, is it really worth it? Before I get started, I want to see who's coming in. I see LaShawn. Hi. I see Kasali. Thank you for tuning in, Kasali. Very good. I see my video is on, but it may be doing that weird kind of thing. So just let me know. I guess I'm doing a newer version of the Facebook Live, but I'm gonna keep going. Um, and so if the answer is yes, you really, 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 really are going to go out, and you really want to go out this weekend. Um, there's a few things that I need to share with you. So the first thing is actually I want you to prepare to go out. I want you to get some stuff ready. Okay. You need to take some things with you when you go out, right? And I want you to go write this down if you can. And this is going to be applicable for each person that's going out. So if there's a group of y'all going out, a family, small family going out, I want this to be for each family member. Okay. And I want you to all to get a little baggie to put stuff in. Let me see, just like a little cute baggie. All right. I want you to carry a mask with you. Okay. I want you to get a couple of pair of gloves, preferably latex free, just in case you might be around somebody who has a latex allergy. I want you to get some hand sanitizer. Oh, I left that over there, sorry. And then some like sanitation wipes if you have those available to you. So something like this where you can kind of just pull them open. I know in some places there's like a shortage of this. So just do the best you can. Definitely bring your hand sanitizer. But if you can get some of those sanitizing wipes, that would be great. That's the first thing, is prepare before you go. The second thing is actually, okay, just listen to me, to actually use the restroom. Yes, use the restroom. Even if you don't feel like you got to go, just go sit on the pot and try and use it. This goes for the little little ones as well. Sorry about that. This goes for the little ones as well. Just try it. Because when you're out and about, you may have to use a public restroom. Public restroom means public people, and public people means public germs, right? And so when you go, you just need to know that you're potentially exposing yourself needlessly by going to a public restroom, okay? Now, with the little children, I do see little kids in the restroom all the time. So make sure you parents out there are extra aware of what your children are doing in the restroom. So that's the second thing. The first thing is to prepare some stuff. The second thing is to use the restroom before you go out. And the third thing is actually when you are actually out and about and you have to use a public restroom. So what if you find yourself having to go out in public and you need to use the restroom? There's a couple of things I want you to think of and want you to do. And this is where the little plastic bag is going to come in handy because you're going to bring that in there with you. Lady is definitely easier for you because you have a purse, but the gentleman, just put it in your pocket and just carry it. I mean, it is what it is. You're trying to protect yourself, right? So once you actually enter the stall, I'm talking about entering the stall in the restroom. This is where you're gonna take your glove, take your wet wipe. You shut the door. You're gonna actually wipe the handle once with the wet wipe. Wipe the handle of the toilet flush with the same wet wipe. Just use one wet wipe, and then do a once around turn on the toilet seat with the wet wipe. Then you're gonna put it for the ladies in the sanitary napkin dispenser. For the guys, you're just gonna lightly put it on the floor. Then you're gonna get some toilet tissue and then actually do a once around the toilet seat too. Of course, don't touch your hands on the toilet seat. And then you're gonna put that in the toilet, um, when you're done. Okay. Some places are stocked where they have the toilet liners that you put on the seat before you use it. Some don't, so that's why you're gonna take matters into your own hand and use it. Go ahead and you do your business, flush, and then you'll be able to go out. And then the guys, you'll pick it up off the floor with the glove side turned inside out. So yes, you're not going to use the restroom with the glove on. You're going to take it off with the inside of the glove facing out, and then you'll pick it up that way. All right, and then you'll go throw it away. Of course, after you use the restroom, you're going to wash your hands thoroughly. The happy birthday song twice is going to come in real handy. Real soapy hands, wash. And then you're going to dry your hands actually with the paper towel. You're going to turn off the water with the paper towel, exit the bathroom with the paper towel, and then throw it away in the trash can. Most places have the trash can right by the door just for this reason. And so, just a little note, if you feel that you're out in public and you really got to go, please don't hold it. I mean, you still got to let your natural body urges go because it creates extra anxiety and stress when you feel like you got to go. You just can't, you just are trying to hold it. It's worse. So just go ahead and go. The fourth thing is suppose you go to a restaurant. Okay, one thought is to actually order your curbside, eat it in the car, turn on the music, have a nice time in the car eating. I'm just putting it out there as just a suggestion, right? Another thing is to actually do some outdoor dining. It's getting warm out there. It might be a little bit too hot for y'all, but some places it's really nice, and it might be a nice breeze, so you can enjoy your dinner out there. I would recommend y'all doing that. But if I just got to go in, Dr. Deitrick, I want to go inside the restaurant, I want to eat. For those establishments that are letting people come in, one suggestion is to actually ask to be seated by a wall. And I'm thinking this reason is because you won't be surrounded by people on all sides. There'll be a wall there, and so it'll just potentially minimize your risk of being exposed to people who are coming in and out. All right. Um, Let me just see who's coming in too. I see Victoria. Hi, thank you so much. Okay. Um, and one final thing about being in the restaurant, if you feel a little bit nervous about like the silverware or whatnot, one of those little things you could put in your plastic baggie is maybe some plastic silverware. So you can take that out and eat with that, so because you're, putting the silverware in your mouth. So that's just a thought. All right. These are all suggestions. The fifth thing actually is if you have to go to a store, you know, hopefully a lot of stores are providing like the wet wipes. When you come in, you can wipe off the cart. Some don't. That's why you're taking matters into your own hand and bringing your own wet wipes. So if they don't have them, you're going to use yours, right? You brought this for this just in case moment. Also, please follow the guidelines that are established by the store as far as staying apart when you're browsing and whatnot. But you do have to keep in mind, though, in stores it's a fluid environment. People are walking everywhere, even though you're 6 feet apart and you're trying to maintain your distance. You still may be walking. Somebody may have had a good cough, and you're just walking through that. So really, keep that in mind. And you're going to be having your mask on, right? I hope you will still consider wearing your mask, even though some of the rules are starting to get a little bit more lax. The sixth thing is actually to avoid, please avoid touching your mucous membranes, especially if you left and you didn't have your hand sanitizer, you weren't able to take all these precautions. Avoid touching your mucous membranes, which are your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. All right. This is how people can inoculate themselves to whatever that's out there. All right. So please be cognizant of where you're putting your hands. Then finally, the seventh thing is when you get home, what is the first thing you're going to do? Somebody put it in the chat. I think it might be a delay, but anyhow, put it in the chat. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get home? All right, you're gonna wash your hands, right? Hopefully, throughout this, journey out and about of the house, when there's an opportunity to wash your hands, especially if you're opening doorknobs and all that stuff, you're gonna take the time to wash your hands when you're out and about. But it's very imperative because you're coming back into your home, your haven. You want to wash your hands. All right. So wash your hands with the soap and water, pat dry with a paper towel. And then if you're, really concerned, you need to go change into your lounge clothes or whatever you're going to change into, just to have that extra measure of safety. All right. So in summary, thank you very much. When you really, 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 really feel that you have to go out and about, for non-essential things, during, after this COVID uh, shelter in place has been eased up, you really need to consider a few things before you go out and do a few things just to help minimize your risk. Okay. The first thing, number one, is to prepare ahead of time. Get your little baggie, put your mask in, your gloves, your hand sanitizer, your wipes, and maybe even some plastic cutlery, just because you want to make sure that you're okay. The second thing is before you even leave, use the restroom. Even if you don't have the urge, sit on a pot and try and go. I mean, you want to avoid that anxiety about going to a public restroom if you don't have to. But if you have to, just don't hold it. Go ahead and go and use those precautions that I described in step number 3. All right. Go back and watch what I had discussed. Use the wet wipe. Just make sure you're safe and minimizing you touching surfaces. Okay. Number 4, I offered a few suggestions for when you go into restaurants, out and about. Sit up against a wall or have one of your barriers be a wall so you can potentially minimize extra people around you, or be outside eating, or order curbside and sit in your car and eat. I offered suggestions for in the store. Use the wet wipe on the cart handle. Just be aware that the store environment is a fluid environment. It is really important, if you can, to wear your mask. Okay. And then the number 6 thing is please avoid touching your mucous membranes, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And then finally, when you get home, wash your hands. Okay. Wash them a couple of times and change if you feel that it's appropriate. Okay. So thank you very much for listening. Above all, I'm speaking about this because I want y'all to feel safer out there if you decide to go out and about. But please just be informed, protect yourself, and just be nice to other people. All right. That's it, y'all. Let me see who chimed in. I hope you share this live stream with other people. Just if you feel they need to hear the message, hit replay if you're watching this on the replay. I see Miss Marquez, Victoria, Estella. Hi, Estella. I see y'all watching. Oh, Victoria put in Delaware, you must wear your mask. If you're stopped, it will be a $500 fine. I'm just putting it out there. There may be something to that because I really feel that, even though some places are dying down in their cases of COVID, I mean, it's still there, and a lot of people aren't really taking it seriously. That is, it could be a potential killer or it's really not that bad. And, you know, if something's going to happen to you, something's going to happen to you. I mean, some of that may be true, but why subject yourself to extra risk? Or if you're sick, why subject other people to that extra risk? So it might be something to that. I know, like, I see a lot of people just not wearing a mask. I mean, I don't know. But anyhow, let me see if there's any other comments. Yes, wash your hands. Very good. I also put a questionnaire in the live. I don't know if it popped up during the live, but if you get a chance to answer it, go ahead. It's about do you plan on going out this weekend for non-essentials? Just tell me what your thoughts are. We'd really love to hear it. But thank y'all for watching tonight. I'm Dr. Deitrick. I am your board certified family medicine physician. I am a best selling author. I am a speaker. I'm a podcaster. And I am known as America's Relaxation Doctor. And I help individuals who are stressed at work learn to relax and refocus in order to have a more healthy, productive, and fulfilled life. And I hope you'll take the time to check me out on all social media at Dr. Deitrick G. That's DrDeitrickG, or visit my website at drdeitrickg.com. Thank y'all very much. Relax well and have a great evening. See you later. Bye.